All right, traders, a very warm welcome. I'm Devang Mehra from the Financial Analyst, and I welcome you on board. I know I do these videos late in the night. The reason is because I want to do my analysis when there is peaceful surroundings and tranquility is there. That's the reason I always do my analysis late in the nights. But I've started YouTube. I'm getting consistent in it again, and after the hiatus, and over the weekend now, after tomorrow we have a good weekend. I'll be posting 2 videos a day. Good educational content has been planned, so we are getting back on track after our 1.5 month hiatus. So all of that being said, let's come and plan about the financial markets in India for tomorrow, which is Friday, which is your 12th of March 2021. And I want to share, before I start my analysis, I want to share some things that I read. So I love to read, and I read a lot of articles, I read a lot of books. So whatever I inculcate from all these sources, I want to share it out to the community. My main purpose of this channel, the community's purpose, is not to give you tips, not to give you calls, but to inculcate, to facilitate learning and education and knowledge, what we have learned, the mistakes we have done, the success stories that have helped us to make profits in the market. So I want to give all that away to our entire community. So another thing I want to add on before I start is, guys, in this last 1 year, it's been very good to us, and I have mentored about 1,500 people in this entire last year. And one thing I've learned is that we always need to be a very good listener and never be overconfident of our accomplishments. And the reason I'm saying this is I have learned in the last 1 year, from the 1,500 people I've mentored, I've learned something new from each and every one of the people I've mentored. The reason I'm saying this again is because all of you watching, I want you all to let me know in the comments what you guys think of the analysis that I do. So what I mean by that is, so for example, I'm going to talk about an article that I shared on Instagram, our Instagram official page. So when I talk about it, I would love to know what you guys have to say about that article, because eventually I would love to see, like minds thinking about a particular thing. I would love to listen to new ideas, because a lot of times my mind, gets absorbed and thinks only in a particular way. Thinking about, from different minds can really help our analysis and could help us grow together. That's the entire idea of this channel. So for example, if I share some charts, let me know what you guys think. You could be having an opposite view, and that is welcome by me, because I will not be always right, and I would love to hear what you have to say. So with that being said, guys, I want to share this wonderful piece of article that I read. It's from the Hugh Johnson Advisors LLC, and it was a wonderful article. He said that it is very hard to get bearish when the news is this good. Absolutely stunning. When I read these headlines, I was just amazed. So just, I'm going to read it out for you. If you have already read it, skip it out, but try to listen to what I have to say. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that right now. Click on that like button, hit on that bell icon, comment what you think about us, and don't forget to subscribe and follow our Instagram channel, The Financial Analyst. So he said that it's really hard to get bearish because there is no reason to become bearish. Yes, the interest rates have gone up. That's right. Yes, it is challenging. The level of 10-year treasury note yields have come up. We saw that on 25th February. But he said that at the same time, we also have news in response to the 1.9 trillion stimulus. That's a big positive. And we've seen Dow Jones come up 2,500 points in the last 2-3 sessions. That's absolutely astonishing. You have seen NASDAQ, which was on the verge of being qualified as a correction. It jumped about 4-5% in the last 2 sessions. That was extraordinary. And that's all coming in of the, at the glimpse of being called as a correction. NASDAQ just jumped up. So absolute timing, great timing. And he said that because of that, the 1.9 trillion stimulus, there is so much good news about the pandemic in the US. And yes, we got the news today in India that Nagpur also has got a lockdown. Yes, there are some states which are showing a surge in the coronavirus cases. And I think, coronavirus is here to stay for a while. Everyone, I think, agrees with that statement. We all have to be more careful about our lifestyle now. Things have become better, I would say that way. And Corona is here to stay. But one positive thing I've seen is the vaccination drive is also on the roll. Now 45 plus people are getting vaccine. Covaxin is there. We got Covishield, which is out there. At the same time, I think in the next couple of sessions, we also are going to start with 0 to 45 people category, which are going to get the vaccination. So everyone will start getting their first dose of vaccination. And I think that's a very big step. So there is no poor news in the country. In any country, I would say that way. Yes, lockdowns are coming into place in some parts of districts which are, seeing a surge in the cases. But that could have a negative impact, if major cities do come under lockdowns. But I think that is unlikely because the cost of bearing that lockdown is very high. And I don't think the center is going to go for that. So that is my view. I could be wrong, but I just think that is not going to happen because the cost of bearing the lockdown is very high. To continue, he said that, that was the positive news. And number two, there are continuous upward revisions in economic forecast in 2021, 2022 for the second and third quarters, and tame inflation numbers. That is very, very important. Just a couple of days back on our Instagram, I just posted this article about Morgan Stanley. And Morgan Stanley has been upgrading cement companies. They're extremely bullish. And it's not about India only. If I show you the exact post, cement upgrades, most of the companies, Ultratech's been upgraded. Ambuja Cement overweight. We have Grasim Industries going to overweight from equal weight. Things have been becoming better. And just a couple of days back, I also had a post regarding the specialty chemical sector. You can see McKinsey and Company, one of the best consultancy firms in the world. They came out with a post and they said that India's specialty chemicals market is about to grow to 40 million by 2025. And as you all know, I'm very bullish in specialty chemicals. GMM Pfaudler is also a part, is incidental to this business. And I think most of the people who watch my video are already invested in GMM Pfaudler. We made some huge gains in GMM. If you all go to my community section on YouTube, you can see a post. GMM used to be about 3,800 bucks. Also, it went to 3,600 bucks a piece, and now it's currently at about 4,500. So we made huge money on GMM. The reason I'm saying is there's a lot of shift coming from China, and things are moving back to India. And this will give a huge boost to companies like GMM Pfaudler. We got Naveen Fluorine and Alkyl Amines, Divis Labs, all the sector, PI Industries, UPL. This sector is going to see a very big boost. And I always adopt a top-down approach, which means that I look at the sector first, come down, and then focus on the stock rather than just, seeing Nifty going up, just focusing on the stock. That is not what I do. So that is another piece I want to say. So coming back to the main topic that I was discussing. So there are so many upgrades happening all over the world. It is difficult to become bearish because eventually the index is nothing but a basket of stocks. If all the basket of stocks are going up, index will follow. So the only thing he said that I have to say is that, yes, the markets have become pricey and they are overvalued. There is no doubt to it. But eventually you could see a time correction, which basically moving flat so that the RSI cools off in technical terms, or we could see a price correction. And I think that should be a good area to buy. And I will talk about all of this. I'm going to link everything to tomorrow's markets. So my main aim is not to give you everyday technical outlook and levels, but just talk about good things that I read in the markets. And I want to link each and everything to the markets because these are the ideas, these are the things that I read that generate all these multi-bagger ideas that I've given you in the past. And I will continue to do that in the future for you as well. So the only thing that he said is that, the 10-year, the treasuries, the yields on them I think they should stay in that level. So the only thing of concern for us could be when the treasury yields start to rise up exponentially. That could be the concern. But I think right now that is not going to happen. I think, yes, they have gone up quite a lot, but they should stay here for the time being for some time. And we will see what happens in the coming sessions. So coming back to the markets now, let's first analyze America. In American markets, let's look at the daily charts. Daily charts, you have seen a breakout. There's a good inside bar breakout that's happened on Dow Jones, and the RSI is still around 65 levels. That means you have still room left on the upside. So you do not become bearish on the markets. That is what I'm trying to say. Yes, I do have a date, which is about 19th of March this month, which is Friday. And Fridays are known to be bloody. I'm going to talk about that. I'll talk about it right now. So right now, SGX Nifty is up about, it's at 15,430. Our closing on Wednesday was 15,174. That's roughly about a 250 point jump that we're seeing in SGX. So I believe, yes, we will be opening about 150 points odd gap up. So I want you to absorb that right now. It looks like that to me, but anything could happen in the next 2 hours in America. I don't think any important event is going to happen in America right now, but we should be prepared for a 150 point gap up. So if you're in calls or puts, etc., you need to think about it right now, what you have to do. I don't want you to open the markets tomorrow and in the live market think, because whenever the markets are live, you are greedy and you never think, logically. And that is something I always am against. I want you to think logically. Now's the time. You have 8 hours before the market start. So do your logical thinking. Uh, so talking about that, guys, India or any other country, any other emerging market, we have a bull market. Try to understand that we are in a good bull run in India, and things are good. And I always say this to my people, to the people that I mentor, that whenever a country is in a bull run, you have to be a buyer on dip. Do not look for short opportunities, because eventually the shorts that people are taking are not sustaining. What I mean by that is, see, there is a good bull run in the market. I'm going to use my pen and show some lows that have been made in India. This was the last cup one low that we saw in India. Another major low was somewhere over here. Another major low was over here, 11,100 levels. We got a good low over here. We got a good low over here and over here and finally over here. What I want to ask you a question is, have these lows become lower? We are getting consecutive higher lows, the major lows I'm saying. And as long as these lows are getting higher and higher, you will continue to be an uptrend. You will continue the bull run. You will become cautious when this low will start to become, extinguished. When this low starts to break, that will be a warning signal of distribution. But as long as that does not happen, you should not worry about the markets. We are in a bull run. When you are in a bull run, you have to be a buyer on dip. Find a dip by the market. That's the entire idea. You do not go sell, because if you see the puts, whoever has taken short on the market has not survived. I think maximum 4 days of selling has been seen only. And that is something which is very extraordinary. People who have been in the pre-pandemic markets, you saw that sellings also sustained. But right now in this entire 1 year, you have to adapt. You saw over here a major selling came in, didn't sustain. Only 3 days of selling over here, 2 days of selling over here. We got a 1 day of selling over here, 1 day of selling, 1 day of selling, three days of selling, etc. What I'm trying to say is, your puts have not been able to give you a lot of money. Yes, you make a lot of money in puts. Whenever you take a short in the market, you make money really fast, because markets nosedive when they go down, because you panic. And that's not the intensity of money you make when the markets go up. That is a given. But what I'm saying is, the puts are not sustaining. So if you are short on the market at any point of time, you need to understand that you need to book profits also equally quickly. You can't stay short on the market for 1 month. I think that is detrimental. That will allow you to lose money in the market. That is what I have observed. So that is one life lesson I wanted to give you. So America has given the breakout. So it is bullish. Nothing to worry on that front. The S&P 500, I told you all to keep a watch of this trend line. It broke on Wednesday, and it's also sailing much above this level on Thursday as well. Today's markets. So looks like everything is good. We have reached all-time highs both in America as well as in S&P. And Nasdaq, extreme recovery that we are seeing on Nasdaq. And things are so this tells me that IT stocks again should do well tomorrow. That's another indication that I'm getting off Nasdaq. One level that I'm concerned about is the 20 moving average on Nasdaq. Please keep an eye on this level. This level right now comes up. We have exactly retraced from that level. So I don't think this level will be broken today. It looks quite unlikely. This level right now comes up to 13,150 levels, odd numbers. So if this level sustains, because 20 MA never is broken in one go, you can see how 20 MA provides support or resistance to the markets. So right now we are below 20 MA. So this should provide a resistance for the time being. Yes, this could lead you to Nasdaq cooling off for maybe a day or two. That could be the possibility. Another thing that I don't like is, right now RSI of Nasdaq is at 50. All of you who like RSI, who have been taught by me, you already know that 50 level on RSI is a very, very strong level. 50 level on RSI gives you either a support or resistance. So you can see over here, all these dips were bought into by 50, and right now we are at 50 levels. So if Nasdaq really wants to give the gains that it wants to give, you have to close above 50 on the RSI, and you have to convincingly close above the 20 MA, because when you close above the 20 MA, then the level of the upper Bollinger Band, which is around 14,000, will also open up. And whether you like it or not, things will open up in the entire global markets because things are doing okay. If you talk about the Russell 2000, the small cap index, it's also at the lifetime highs. It's also it's broken the lifetime high. It is a power move, so I'm not really interested in buying such a move. But yes, things are looking well in America. Looking at the bond yields, as I said, I don't think it's going to move from this region a lot. You should consolidate somewhere over here. The RSI is quite extended, so some cool off is required. But I think this should be in this range for the time being. Looking at the American VIX, 21.7 extreme cool off has been seen from 29.9 levels. We've come to the 21 level. Now that is one good thing for bears. Why I'm saying that is because now we are coming to the 20 level support on the VIX in America. So when 20 level support on the VIX will come, this will mean that a top of the markets have been made. Just my interpretations, I could be wrong, but this is how I look at the markets. You can see that every time when the VIX hits 20 level, it bounces back. And whenever the VIX will bounce back, the American markets will try to fall down, will come under pressure. So you have to see in America, what will the VIX do around 20 levels? Because if VIX goes below 20, that could lead to further rally, further easing up in American markets. Otherwise, this could be a potential top of America also. Looking at UK markets, it's been trading flat for the last 2 days. We are stuck in this range. I think you can become bullish if you're watching us from the UK. You need to buy aggressively above 6,800 levels and increase quantity above these 6,900 levels. But as long as 6,800 is maintained, be like what we were doing at the Indian market, small quantity sizes and booking profits faster. Right now, we are seeing some consolidation. Even the RSI is trading between 40 to 60, which gives me a view that we are consolidating. So we need a breakout above 60 on UK markets to indicate that we are becoming quite bullish. German markets are doing well. It's consolidated in the last 2 days. Yes, it has, and which is fine. We can see a small dip and things should continue. Nothing I have to comment on DAX. Looking at SGX, we are at lifetime highs on SGX Nifty also. Things looking very, very good. Looks like a 250 point gap up that I'm seeing now, as of now. Again, the picture could change in the very morning. You all know the saying that what we have taught you is that SGX Nifty has a hangover in the night. Goes party and drinks in the night, but when it wakes up in the morning, it's got a complete hangover. It can have a complete different picture. I've seen that a lot of times. I'm not saying markets are going to open gap down. That looks off the cards, but it looks like a good opening tomorrow in India. Another thing is the dollar index has cooled off. So try to see all these correlations. It's very, very important. Dollar cooling off means American markets, Indian markets, going off higher. One thing you have to see and notice is the VIX. Please note these points down. Is the VIX in America taking support at 20? Please note that down, because if it does, that could be a potential place to short for intraday. Number two is the dollar index taking support over here at 91.5 odd numbers? Because if it does, that could again mean if the dollar starts to go up, we will see some pressure coming in India. These are 2 points that you have to track for tomorrow. Extremely, extremely important. VIX will open in the evenings, but dollar will be live with the Indian market. So please try to track it, because dollar has given a breakout. It's cooled off, and maybe it can start the rally again. Who knows? So these points will make a difference in your trading. So if dollar starts to go higher tomorrow, it's a good retest. You could see some pressure coming back into India. I will come to that in a bit. Obviously, dollar trading lower means Bitcoin at highs. You are almost at lifetime highs on Bitcoin. Extremely great rally, and just outstanding what we've seen in the cryptocurrency space. Now coming to India VIX, you're again back to lows. India VIX has space. Generally, India VIX takes support at 15 levels. So I think we have space. So nothing to worry about in this front. We will see what happens tomorrow in India VIX. So now let's talk about Nifty. And I want to give you some trade ideas, guys. First of all, as everyone is saying now, it's a rule of thumb, or it's something you've been hearing everywhere. No one can change it. What should we do if Nifty opens plus 200? So personally, I'm in a short right now. You will be surprised to know, but yes, I do make foolish mistakes sometimes, and I do repent it. And it is a time when I read these articles, then when I slap myself on the head and say, what the hell are you doing? So yes, I have taken Bank Nifty shorts. You like it or not, I am in a short right now, which I know I will book a loss tomorrow, but we'll try to come out of the loss tomorrow. A lot of people have taken shorts. I know people have taken shorts. So I'll give you a plan. What should you do when the markets open gap up, when they open gap down, whatever happens, we'll give you a plan. But just one thing I have to say, I want to link everything that you do in the markets with some practical applicability. Try to understand this. If the market opens plus 200, think about it. Let me know in the comments. Do you think you will buy the breakout? Because it will very well be a breakout. But do you think you will buy a breakout? Let me know in the comments. I'm waiting for your answers. You know what, I want to give you an example. Let's say you are a person who travels to work and home by the subway. Basically means either a metro or a local train. If you're staying in Bombay, depends on what you're saying. So let's say you want to catch 7 o'clock 7 p.m. train back to your house. You're at the main station, and the train from that main station goes to your house at 7 p.m. It departs at 7 p.m. Now the very important question is, let's say because of some odd random reason you arrive at the station at 7:10. What happens? You miss the train, right? You have missed the train, and you are going to repent it, because you will have to wait at the station for 30 more minutes, maybe for 1 hour, till the next train arrives, depending upon where you stay. But what happens? You have to do that waiting. You have to do that waiting. That's the main thing which I'm talking about. Try to understand. And you can't do anything else. You can't start to walk on the platform, because that's going to take forever for you to catch up, and you have to wait. So this is what I'm trying to say. Tomorrow, if the markets open 200 points up, I am personally not going to trade the breakout, because even if you see on the 15-minute chart on the RSI, that basically is going to be quite overbought. It's going to be around 80 levels. 200-point gap up on Nifty will get your RSI to 80 levels, which means that the RSI needs to cool off. Couple of things can happen. Either markets move sideways. It moves sideways, does nothing the entire day. Why? Because all the profits have been made overnight. Which brings me to my question, that if you are sitting on calls BTST, I would say a 200-point gap up should be enough bait for you to exit. Markets could go 300 points, 400 points, but you don't know. Your money is limited. Your capital is limited. If you are getting 200 points on Bank Nifty, which maybe equates to a 100, 150 point premium, if you are good at the money in the money, I think it's a good time for you to exit. Make your money and sit out for the rest of the day. Don't be greedy. Don't lose the money, because it is about money management. Earning money is important, but managing that earned money is also important. So you have to do that. That's for the call people. Because as I said, if RSI comes in the 80 region, you will see some cool off. Cooling off either means sideways market, or you can see a price correction. So either time correction should come or price correction should come. Number two, what happens if you open gap up and you are in a put? So now there are a couple of things I would like to comment exactly on this on my in the morning, because I like to analyze Nifty, Bank Nifty in the morning when the markets are live, and commenting right now is difficult. But what is going on in my head? So tomorrow morning when I wake up, I should be in a good, I think 50K loss, or if my day is really bad, maybe a 75K loss. I think that is what I'll see on my screen, and I'm prepared for it. And guys, please understand, this is part and parcel of life. If you cannot absorb losses, you cannot have a rosy day every day. It's impossible. There is always a cost in whatever you do, and profits is nothing. Having a loss is nothing but a cost of markets. This is the lesson that markets teach you. So I will be in a loss tomorrow, and what will go on in my head is, let's exit tomorrow morning. But I think personally, I'm saying personally, please consult your advisors when you take a trade. These are all my ideas, what I do, and what goes on in my head. This is only for educational purposes. My personal idea would be, if I open a good gap up, I don't think I will exit there. I could do a partial booking there, but I think I will get a retracement tomorrow as well. It could be a good 50, 60 point or maybe 100-point retracement, because Nifty needs to cool off. Bank Nifty needs to close. I mean, Bank Nifty. I think Bank Nifty will give some kind of retracement, because profit booking by people overnight will come in. And I think I will be the person who exits here. I mean, not at these levels, but when the retracement comes on Nifty, Bank Nifty, wherever you are. So I'm giving you advice for both the people. If you want a risky advice, I can give you that also, but give me a second. I'm trying to be as clear as possible. So if you are in a put, I think you should wait for a couple of minutes. You should get a retracement in the morning, first 1 hour. It should come in, and you should exit over here. Don't aim for a profit, but I think we should be people who will, when the retracement comes, we exit over there. Yes, we could take calls later on, but we should exit there. Another risky idea of people who really want to play off the edge, want to live off the edge, it could be that, let's say you bought something which premium was 300, and morning, let's say it opens at 100 rupees. I'm giving a raw example. Let's say you bought 100 quantity, that means 4 lot of bank nifty here. What you could do is, if it opens at 100, you could maybe buy 8 lots over here, 200 quantities. Why? Because that will average out your cost. And if you think that markets will fall down, if you think that markets will fall down because of the increased quantity now, 12 lots, you can actually become cost to cost. But again, there is an added risk here. It is an added risk because you are adding more quantity. In, generally when you trade in Nifty, bank nifty, I always phase my investments. I never put everything in one go, because a lot of times all these adjustments have to be done, and this could be a very risky trade that you could do. Because if a retracement comes on bank nifty, it could be a 200-point retracement, 300-point retracement, depending upon the gap up, please. So if that happens and you have added quantity at the right time, average your trade out, you could actually exit cost to cost. I'm not saying profit. If you're lucky, profit is fine, a small profit, but you could exit at a small loss. So now it's up to you how you want to play it. I've given you 3 ideas. It's up to you. What's the risk capacity like? But the one thing is there, if you make a big loss tomorrow, try to avoid the day. If you make a big profit tomorrow, try to avoid the day, because that is something the public will do. Whenever markets give a huge gap up, generally markets become sideways after that. It's a huge gap up. People don't really absorb it. Another thing that I've observed in the markets is, whenever on Fridays or whenever on Mondays, on these 2 days specifically, again, it's not a short thing, but I've seen it generally. If I've seen the data of the past Fridays and Mondays, whenever Fridays and Mondays you get a huge gap up, generally on that day, the daily candle is red in color, because of the profit booking that comes in. That's another observation. So you could use that information to your advantage. So now coming to the analysis, if you are opening gap up on bank nifty, forget the puts and calls. Let's say now you're in no positions. I've given the view for puts and calls. Now what if I am in no position right now? What should I do then? Then it's very simple. I think on daily chart, Nifty has a lot of space to travel. We look good. Nifty has also given a very good closing, and this level of 15,200 has been tested multiple times, so it's ready for a breakout. So now if Nifty crosses this level, sorry, you're getting a 200-point gap up, you will not buy over there. Please understand, we never buy at the top. We either buy at the bottom or in the middle, but we never buy at the top, because that is the place where the big money exits. So please do not do that. If it opens 200-point gap up, you will not trade at the opening. You want to take short or not, that is up to you, but I will not recommend anything. What you need to do then is wait for a pullback, wait for a retracement. RSI will need to cool off. And when that happens, find a dip, find a support, find a pattern and buy that dip. Because I think things are doing good right now. There is no need to become bearish. That is my view of the markets tomorrow. Number 2, if I can open the 15-minute chart on Nifty, we have very strong resistance at 14,600 levels. Very strong resistance. Also, which is nothing but the upper Bollinger Band. So in no way, I don't think, sorry, 15,600. I'm very sorry, my levels are wrong. The very strong resistance at 15,450 levels. I don't think they should be broken tomorrow. Doesn't look sustainable to me. You could maybe stay above this, but I think eventually the daily closing tomorrow should be below this. This is what I think personally, because it is very difficult to break the upper Bollinger Band in one go. If the upper Bollinger Band breaks, that is a big positive. That's a big bullish signal. And right now, because it's a flattish band, this does become a strong level. So in a way, if anyone wants to go short in the market for some reason, 15,450 is one very strong level. So if you open at that level, ideal place to go short. Again, depends upon your risk. I'm not advocating go short. I'm in a buy on dip mode right now. Number 2, even this high, which is nothing but the high is of this candle is 15,431 over here. So in a way, this level of 14,450 is a very strong level. Why? It's not only the lifetime high, approximately, it's also the upper Bollinger Band high. So I think this level becomes very important. So just keep that point in mind. Very good place, resistance. So if I look at the intraday chart, let me just hide the Bollinger Band now. If I look at the intraday chart, these levels are strong. It's going to break tomorrow. So I think we've talked about everything. Let's say, what if you open flat? Well, let's say if you're very lucky, if you're a very lucky person, let's say you open flat, then the best scenario is go long above 15,200. Best scenario, first target 250. This could be first target, and then you can follow it up all the way to the 400 levels that we have been discussing. But because I've already told you, a big momentum is due in Nifty and in Bank Nifty. It is about time. So whenever the range breaks, you will get a movement. So now talking about Bank Nifty, if you have any questions, guys, let me know in the comment box, because I read all these comments. If you have any views, let me know in the comments, because I read the comments. And if I have to comment on your comment, I would do that. So yeah, also if you take a trade based on what I'm sharing, and if you like my analysis, let me know on Instagram. You have our Instagram page, The Financial Analyst. Just after you trade, whatever you do, send us a screenshot. You would love to, you would love to see your performance. It really pleases my heart when I see all of you sending in your figures. It could be a loss, does not matter. The main thing is I want to be connected with you, whether you make a loss or a profit. I would love if you make a loss and write to me, because that way I can improve your performance. So I have been busy the last 1 month. That's the reason I have not been in touch with a lot of people. But now I'm back, guys. Try to make and take advantage of this opportunity as long as I'm back. Looking at Bank Nifty, guys, this is one trend line that I had drawn on Wednesday. They should break for being aggressive buyers. And looking at the current situation, it could break. It should be a good gap up tomorrow. And again, let's use the same logic. If you get a big gap up, as you are seeing in Nifty and Bank Nifty, please don't immediately buy the gap up. I will always recommend wait for some kind of cool off and then try to enter the markets. But if you have a flat opening, aggressive buying will happen only above the 36,450 to 500 levels. This is a very, very strong point in Bank Nifty right now. So the level is 36,450 to 500 right now. Strong resistance that I'm seeing in the charts. The upper Bollinger Band right now comes up to 37,331. That is quite far away. I don't think that level will come tomorrow. It could come, but I don't think that will come. But let's say you are crossing 37K tomorrow for some reason, then 37,330 will be strong level for you to book profits on that level. So tomorrow, if you let's say open flattish, this area of crossing 36,450 will be a strong buy. Please don't go short right now. I mean, if you are going short, have a small stop loss, because you are contra on the market. That is my advice that I want to give you. And if you are going short for some reason, let's say you go short tomorrow and the markets open gap up, there could be a retracement. So book profits quick. You don't want to be in shorts for a long time. So I see a lot of aggressive buying could happen above 36,100 levels. We have seen good resistance coming in time and time after at 36,100. So tomorrow, if you open flat for some reason, you could be a buyer above 36,100 levels. That should be a good view. And the target could be 36,300 followed by 400. And once 450 crosses, you can become aggressive buyer in the market. This is my view on Bank Nifty. When can you go short? Right now, there is no need for short. You have a good support trend line also coming into the picture, but you can go short aggressively only below this level, which is 35,600. Only when this level is broken, then you go short. And again, this level to break, you have to open somewhere over here. Then only this level can break. Otherwise, it will not break. So all these things come into mind. So guys, that's it for now. I don't want to make a very big video because it's already 12:30 in the night. I hope you find this useful. I hope you find this helpful. Let me know in the comment section, like, subscribe to our channel, click on that bell icon. I'll see you in a while in tomorrow's video. Thank you.